the eve of the 1st of October, and you're right, just here in time for the Legends edition. Karibu sana. My name is Edmund Mudibo, and top in this bulletin.
Nimesema wale wakora wote ambao wako wanazuia hiyo maneno, watu wamegrab mashamba ya umma, hawa watu wote tutawasafirisha.
Time out. President William Ruto calls for a political ceasefire among central Kenya leaders in the wake of accusations and counter-accusations. Give the talks a chance. Azimio allied leaders fault those opposing ongoing bipartisan talks and urge the church to take a central role in peace building. And taking the law into their own hands, irate residents in KC torch 5 houses of suspected thieves. We're glad you made this channel your choice for news this evening. Our sign language interpreter is Baron Abuli. President William Ruto has called for a ceasefire among political leaders in central Kenya following a recent political onslaught against Water CS Alice Wahome and Kiambu Governor Kimani Wamatangi, who is facing impeachment. The president, who was in Kiambu County this morning for the launch of the construction of the Thika Magumu Road in Gatundu North, Kiambu County, also warned land cartels against frustrating government's efforts to build affordable houses across the country. Here is our reporter Abdiaziz Hashim with the details.
President William Ruto, alongside his deputy Rigathi Gachagua and other high-ranking government officials this morning, toured Gatundu North, Kiambu County, where he launched the construction of the Thika Magumu Road. It is here where the president sought to quash the rivalry among local leaders in the area, especially against Water CS Alice Wahome and Kiambu Governor Kimani Wamatangi, who is facing an impeachment.
Munasema tuwache vita ya siasa. Viongozi wote waungane ndio tutekeleze mambo ya maendeleo, na mnakubali ya kwamba kiongozi yeyote ambaye atazuia maendeleo hapa Kiambu, naambia yeye mambo yake ni matatu. Sio kama tunaelewana. Mambo ya maendeleo is not negotiable.
The president also directed relevant agencies to ensure all government land is repossessed to allow for construction of development projects, including houses and markets, and warning those frustrating this government's efforts.
Kwa sababu ile manyumba tunajenga ni ajira ya hawa vijana na ni kazi ya watu Kiambu. Nimesema wale wakora wote ambao wako wanazuia hiyo maneno, watu wamegrab mashamba ya umma, hawa watu wote tutawasafirisha.
Kama iko watu wameiba mashamba, lazima warudishe mashamba ya umma. Lakini pia tusiwe na visingizio ya kusitisha miradi ya serikali na kutumia koti ama mahakama ili kusimamisha miradi ya serikali.
Mambo ya kujenga manyumba ambao vijana wetu wengi hawana kazi waweze kusaidika, lakini isiwe ni kisingizio ya kutoanzisha miradi ya serikali ya kuendelea mbele.
On his part, the country's second-in-command, Rigathi Gachagua, implored Kenyans to be patient as the country weathers through the harsh effects of the rising cost of living, assuring that the government is on course to address the matter.
Tukue wavumilivu. Hii shida ya mafuta sio shida ya Kenya, sio shida ya Rais William Ruto, ni shida ya dunia nzima. Hawa Waarabu ndio wameongeza bei ya mafuta katika dunia nzima.
Meanwhile, the president attended the funeral service of community leader Titame Ole Sankei at Ole Rai in Narok County, where he rallied leaders and residents from the Ma community to back government initiatives in the region.
Mimi najua wakulima wengi wamepanda mahindi. Wengine wanasema ya kwamba pengine serikali ifanye mambo gani. Mimi niko tayari, tutaketi chini na wakulima. Ile hatuwezi kukubali ni mkulima apate bei yenye itamweka hasara. Lazima tuhakikisha kwamba mkulima anapata bei ambayo inatoshana na ile jasho mkulima ameweka pale shambani.
Kila constituency tumekaa na hao wajumbe na tumekubaliana hata tukipata one tarmac road kwa kila constituency utakuwa umetusaidia sana.
Tumemaliza kuhamasisha wananchi maneno ya Amboseli. Wamekubali kuleta conservancies kuwa ndani ya National Park. Wamekubali kuongeza corridors za wanyama kwa sababu we are not going to let you down, Mheshimiwa Rais. It is our collective responsibility kujenga taifa.
Further, the head of state emphasized that he will endeavor to protect the water towers like the Mau Forest from individuals planning to encroach the water catchment area. Abdiaziz Hashim, Legends Edition.
It could be that season again, because Meru Governor Kawira Mwangaza and her Nyamira counterpart Amos Nyaribo are staring at the possibility of impeachment as the rift between them and the members of their county assemblies intensifies. While Nyaribo's impeachment motion will be debated in the county assembly on Tuesday, the impeachment motion against Mwangaza is yet to be tabled, with the MCAs said to be keen on processing the motion next week. If tabled, this will be the second impeachment motion against Mwangaza within 1 year.
Amos Nyaribo is serving his second term after succeeding John Nyangarama, who died in office. But his budding political career could suffer a setback if members of the county assembly impeach him. The MCAs are accusing him of 9 counts of abuse of office, including misuse of public funds, favoritism, irregular recruitment of staff, and flagging off of empty containers disguised as medical drugs, among others.
We've tabled the motion before the county assembly, and now the document that details all the grounds for the impeachment is a public document now.
Attempts by elders and religious leaders to end the tiff between the governor and the assembly have borne little fruit. In Meru, reconciliation efforts by Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua appear to have yielded a short-lived truce. Governor Kawira Mwangaza is once again staring at impeachment after the Nopeu Party and the Kiraitu Murungi-led Devolution Empowerment Party withdrew their support and gave the nod for MCAs to draft an impeachment motion that, if tabled in the county assembly, will see Mwangaza impeached for a second time in less than 10 months.
Kwa hili ya kuonana tulikuambia urekebishi na waheshimu wa Meru ukasindwa.
Mwangaza has been accused of being a lone ranger and high-handed in her style of leadership.
Hatuna nafasi ya kupoteza na ugomvi. Hatuna nafasi ya kupoteza na kupigana. Tunataka tuungane, tushirikiane.
The Meru County is so important to the Ruto administration. Hatuwezi kubali maendeleo yetu isimame kwa sababu ya siasa duni ya viongozi kupigana.
Tukienda tufanye uchaguzi ya governor na deputy, president na deputy, hiyo watu wakae pamoja kama mapacha mpaka miaka hii inaisha, wanaendelea namna hiyo.
Peace and unity ni kitu ya muhimu sana. Tumesomeshwa leo hakuwezi kuwa na maendeleo bila ushirikiano, bila kuongea pamoja, bila kupanga maneno pamoja.
The governor also appears to have fallen out with her deputy Mutuma Ementhikia, who accuses her of sidelining him.
That facilitation stopped when the information leaked to Her Excellency that I'm being facilitated. She personally instructed Madam Kadhono not to allow the former Chief Officer Finance, Mr. Mwenda, to support me, purporting that Mr. Mwenda is supporting me because he comes from my region.
The deputy governor, who appeared before the County Assembly's Committee for Justice and Legal Affairs Friday, said Kawira has ignored peace envoys and continued a smear campaign against him.
Sorry, I hope you bear with me.
Take your time.
Madam Chair, when you see a Meru man getting overwhelmed with emotions, it has not been easy. It has been a 1 year tough one for me.
61 out of the 69 MCAs have appended their signatures to the impeachment motion that is expected to be tabled in the county assembly next week. It is now a game of wait and see what next for the two governors whose fate is likely headed to the Senate. Will they turn the tide? Only time will tell. John Jacob Curia, a Legends edition.
Azimio la Umoja One Kenya leaders have castigated leaders opposing the ongoing bipartisan talks, calling on the church to play a central role in uniting the country. Led by Kalonzo Musyoka and Eugene Wamalwa, the opposition says the ongoing talks should be centered on promoting peace, cohesion and unity, faulting those who have moved to court to challenge the talks.
The two leaders were among the congregation of Catholic faithful who gathered in Wote, Makueni County for the opening of a new branch of the church. It is at this event that they took the opportunity to hit out on those opposing the ongoing bipartisan talks.
Lakini hata hivyo tunajua ya kwamba kuna wale wanapinga the dialogue at Bomas. There are even those who have gone to court to challenge it. There are those who have stood on political platforms, including those in government, who are opposing these talks.
Head of the Azimio delegation, Kalonzo Musyoka, said it is high time the current focus on unity and put an end on divisive politics.
They must be behind us, and that is why we have taken it upon ourselves to bring this dialogue. I'm not afraid of any people who challenge these things. I want to see actually which Kenyan does not want Kenyans to live together. We'll be waiting to see.
Additionally, he urged Kenyans and political leaders to support the ongoing dialogue, even as he urged the church to play a key role in finding a solution.
If my records serve me right, we'll be waiting for the representatives of, I think, the Episcopal Conference on Monday or Tuesday in Bomas to receive representations on how we can put our country together.
The Catholic Church for standing for peace and justice, and particularly when we had tension in the country, our bishops came and spoke to us and said, stop maandamano, give dialogue a chance.
This comes as a petition was filed in court on Friday, seeking to have the ongoing talks declared unconstitutional. Kasi Chanamasha for Legends Edition.
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua says the government will review the required resources for mitigation of negative impacts of the predicted El Nino rains. While in Isiolo, the DP said county bosses and development partners will meet next week to discuss possible strategies for conserving water during the rains. The DP made the remarks during a Thanksgiving ceremony and homecoming of the Principal Secretary, State Department for Petroleum, Mohammed Liban. During the event, PS Liban was coronated as a Borana elder.
Ya ile usaidizi, national government itatoa, donors watatoa, na nyinyi county ile mtatoa, ndio hii maji yote isipotee yote. Tujue ni vipi maji itakuwa mingi, tunaweza kutumia ingine tusaidie pale mbele. Na ni vipi tutaweza kukinga Wakenya, watu ya Isiolo, wasikuje kukufa kwa sababu ya mafuriko ya El Nino.
Meanwhile, the Kenyan government has embarked on mitigation measures that include mapping out flood-prone areas across the country, including public awareness ahead of the expected El Nino rains. Wildlife enthusiasts have, however, expressed concerns over the anticipated rains. They have launched a similar initiative mapping out game parks and water bodies that could be affected by the expected El Nino rains. Frederick Parsayo has the details.
The Kenya Meteorological Department has warned of heavy downfall from the months of October to December 2023 across various parts of the country as a result of El Nino. In response to this projection by the weatherman, the government has embarked on various measures that will mitigate against the effects of El Nino that include and are not limited to mapping out of flood-prone areas in the country.
When it gets close to that very heavy rainfall, We'll move them either to churches, we'll move them to our halls, our social halls, and we'll have to feed them when they're there. We have to provide for them food, mattresses, we have to provide blankets, but we hope it doesn't have to get to that.
According to the Wildlife Research and Training Institute Director Dr. Patrick Omondi, the rains might wreak havoc on both flora and fauna, hence the need for adequate preparedness.
Parks, when it rains, like Amboseli, it becomes a big lake. Then animals venture outside. So the management authority, the Kenya Wildlife Service, I know they are preparing for the impact of El Nino, because Amboseli will be a big lake when it rains, and there will be nothing to eat inside. So in that way, they have to go outside.
He at the same time called for more efforts on taming human-wildlife conflict, which is on the rise.
We are using to monitor long-ranging species, wild dogs, cheetahs, elephants, and we'll use that data to also provide it to the task force.
At the moment, we do a lot of work, or a lot of work is being done by the National Museum, where they look at the morphology, that is the gross aspect of a specimen or a trophy or an animal part that has been brought to them.
And we thank Ipnusu for voicing that story. A Kenyan biker has embarked on a climate sensitization campaign that will see him ride his bike from South Africa to Kenya for a period of 10 days. Pastor Sami Mongera says as he navigates the challenging terrain from South Africa to Kenya, he is championing for the urgent and more inclusive climate change policies. He says the policies must recognize and address the unique needs and vulnerabilities of every segment of society, be it men, women, children, or individuals living with disability.
I'm passing through 5 countries. I'll be riding close to 600 to 700 kilometers. Totally, I'm going to ride close to 5,500 kilometers. Because of the border points, I expect a few challenges on the border points. It's not easy because I'm passing through the third countries and the COMESA countries. I'm hoping all going well.
Sami has taken up this journey and responsibility to ride all the way from South Africa to Nairobi and on to Meru, advocating for climate action. Climate change, it's only not about environment, it's also how it affects our lives.
Riding for change is our response to this injustice. We refuse to accept a future where climate change perpetuates suffering and inequality. Instead, we're taking a proactive stance to end climate injustice brought about by climate change.
And indeed, we wish Pastor Sami Mongera journey mercies as he rides his bike. Well, it's time now for our very first break. Don't go too far because there's plenty more on the other side of the break.
Na Lucky Game ikiwa ni ngurumo ya pikipiki sasa inaelekea mitaani. Ikiwa mshindi wetu wa leo wa pikipiki ni Joseph Kamau. Delivery tutaifanya. Simefika Ruiru, nani yako? Ogio. Kifungu ndio hiyo yako.
Nilikuwa nimejaribu siku kama 3 hivi. Nimeshida hii pikipiki Honda.
Amekabidhiwa mpaka stakabadhi zote. Yote inafanyika katika Lucky Game. Vurumisha na star 570. Shida pesa moto.
Blow the whistle. As a responsible citizen, you can get involved in the war against corruption and report any incidences of bribery and corruption. And whenever you report, EACC assures you of utmost confidentiality. You can always report using any of the following ways. Use anonymous reporting system available at EACC website www.eacc.go.ke. Write a letter to the Secretary or CEO, EACC, PO Box 61130, postal code 00200 Nairobi. Make a call to 0729 888 881 or 882 or 883 or hotline number 020 271 7468 or fax 020 271 9757. You can likewise send an email to report@integrity.go.ke or reach us through our social media handles facebook.com/EACC or twitter.com/EACC. You can also visit us at the EACC stand at the Nairobi ASK Showgrounds in Jamhuri or any of the EACC regional offices and Huduma centers across the country. EACC, tuangamize ufisadi, tuijenge Kenya.
County Government of Turkana welcomes you to the Ehale Center in Lodo Town for the 7th edition of the Turkana Cultural and Tourism Festival. From the 12th to the 14th of October 2023. Come, experience the origin of mankind with its unmatched beauty from the beaches of Lake Turkana to the oil wells of Lokichar. Live on Channel 1, Radio Taifa and KBC Turkana Service.
Kwa mara nyingine katika senti G wanasema senjie. Senjia.
Swali kwao ni, je, wamepanda pantosha ili kuvuna pantisha?
Kivazi safi valia, wala usifanye hofu, na viatu kujivia, uvae kikamilifu.
Zitaje changamoto mbili za matumizi ya fasihi simulizi. Athari ya lugha mama ina nini?
Baadhi ya kabila zingine hutatanisha baina ya tha na dha ama la na ra.
Ameangukia mbuzi.
Tuna mbuzi, mnyama, na mbuzi ya kwanza itakuwa mnyama.
Ngeli gani?
Ngeli ya awa. Mbuzi wa pili ni mbuzi kifaa cha kukunia nazi.
On Dada's show, as we observe the International Day of Older Persons, we want to shine a light on the plight of the elderly.
And the main objective of that organization, prove the welfare of the elderly in this country and make sure that they live dignified, respectful lives.
Learn to participate and do something that little you can do. To somebody who is suffering, a person will, you'll have brightened his or her life.
Welcome back. Kiama Council of Elders has supported the move by the government to shut Mihiriga Kenda religious grouping in Kiambu County. The elders who distance themselves from the activities of the grouping urge the community to be wary of those purporting to be practicing outdated, harmful cultural practices such as female genital mutilation, FGM.
A day after the government raided Mihiriga Kenda religious grouping offices in Kiambu County, the Kiama Council of Elders have hailed the move, condemning the religious grouping of conducting harmful cultural practices.
Yale ambaye kuna vikundi ambaye haiendelezi mambo yao wazi, inafanya mambo kwa giza, inafanya mambo ambayo imepitwa na wakati, kama mambo ya wasichana na hiyo mambo ya ukeketaji, hiyo ni mambo katika jamii yetu imepitwa na wakati.
Led by the national chairman Ndugu Gaidhuma, the elders distanced themselves from the group, warning the community against joining the groups that are camouflaging as cultural groups.
Tuungi mkono chochote ambacho kinaharibu maisha ya binadamu. Na kama hawa watu wa Kedamoyoru sio watu wa kiama.
On Friday, police officers descended on the group's headquarters, shutting them indefinitely on grounds of operating without a license amid claims the group was encouraging unorthodox practices.
Well, from Kiambu County, we move to KBC County, where 5 houses have been torched and 2 suspected thieves arrested in Gucha, South KBC County. Irate residents are reported to have trailed the suspects to their houses after they stole from St. Michael's Bomando Primary School. It is then that they opted to take the law into their own hands and torch the houses of the suspected thieves. Nancy Okware with the details.
Bomagena village in Gucha, South KBC County. Area residents converged in groups, speaking in low tones, perhaps trying to make sense of the recent happenings. At this compound, 5 houses are still smoldering, the embers from the fire telling a story of what transpired in the compound as irate residents forced their way in and set the houses on fire. The trigger? A burglary at St. Michael Bomando Primary School, where 11 laptops, 2 bags of maize and books were stolen.
Usuri tulifanikiwa recover laptop 11, lakini zingine bado hasijapatikana. Ndio maana tunaomba serikali ikafanye uchunguzi zaidi kupitia kwa wao washukiwa ambao tukaweza recover hizo zingine ambazo hasijapatikana.
Concerned about the recent wave of crime in the area, they have petitioned authorities to intervene in order to avert similar incidents in future.
Vile uhalifu umetokezea, hofu ambao umekaa kwa wananchi, huenda kesho ama usiku wa leo ni wao huenda wakatolewa ndani ya nyumba, wakanyongwa na kuuawa, maybe wakifikiria watu wako na pesa. Kwa hivyo tunaomba serikali kuu ingilie kati ili wananchi wapate ulinzi ufaao.
Etago OCPD Laban Omolo confirmed the arrest of 2 suspects, but cautioned the public against taking the law into their own hands. Nancy Okware, Legends Edition.
The government has given the Lake Victoria transport system a lifeline after committing to invest 2 billion shillings into reviving it. Already, the government has identified Kendu Bay, Homa Bay, Mbita and Assemble pairs for reconstruction in readiness for the rollout of the mega project. The construction works will be commissioned officially when the president visits Nyanza region in the coming days.
A 2 billion shillings project that will see Kindu, Homa Bay, Mbita and Assemble pairs revamped is the latest effort by the government to revive the once robust public transport system in Lake Victoria.
We are grateful to the national government through the Kenya Ports Authority to consider all the mini ports in this region for purposes of revitalizing the Paya.
These are investments almost to the tune of 2 billion shillings. And it is incumbent upon the people of Homa Bay County, Kisumu County, Siaya County, and Migori County to make good use of this investment in terms of improving the livelihoods of the people.
On top of that, mwaka huu tunanunua feri itakuja kujengwa hapa Kisumu. Ile itasaidia watu yote ya Homa Bay hapa na hata watu ya Kisumu, watu ya Siaya, sababu blue economy is something that has not been exploited.
Already, dredging works to the tune of tens of millions of shillings is ongoing in parts of the lake as the government moves to fully utilize the lake. Information, Communication, Technology and Digital Economy Cabinet Secretary Eludo Walo, accompanied by Interior Principal Secretary Raymond Omolo and the Homa Bay Governor Gladys Wanga, toured the now ghost piers ahead of the president visit next week.
This will be a major development intervention in this region, because we will be able to revitalize the fishing industry here, and also will open up this region for purposes of trade and commerce.
In the previous years, there was a lot of vibrancy in this place. Today, it's a pale shadow of what it used to be. And we are looking forward to those days when there will be a lot of business being transacted here, a lot of movement of people, so that we improve the economy.
But we're happy that what we've dreamed of revival of this pier, is going to happen, and we are grateful for the collaboration of the national government that we are going to be able to have this coming in the near future.
Owalo calling on the locals to be receptive to the government development agenda. Governor Wanga, while welcoming the project, stated that she was firmly in ODM but was willing to closely liaise with the government to realize development in the region.
The Constitution also anticipates that the county government might be elected on a different political party from the national government. It is anticipated. But these people here, there is no person for the county and no person for the national. And therefore, this is the reason why I am here today, to come and say to our people that we welcome the progress.
Achola Simon, Legends Edition, Kisumu County.
In matters environment, the journey to plant 15 billion trees continues to gather momentum following the launch of the first batch of the 12 million tree seedlings said to be planted this year by the Tana and Athi Rivers Development Authority, TARDA. The launch, presided over by Pastor Dorcas Rigathi, the spouse to Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, at Kiamukui Ward, Nyeri County, sets the stage for TARDA to plant 12 million trees within 1 year, 40,000 of them being fruit trees. Pastor Dorcas encouraged Kenyans to join in the tree planting initiative to protect the environment, as well as double up as an economic activity for the youth.
Make this one an economic activity where many of the schools, where the farms here, they can raise nurseries for the trees that are going to be planted in the water towers, and we can be buying from them. We can direct the corporates that buy, so that they can also make money from this venture.
The government is doubling up efforts to end the triple threat: sexual gender violence, pregnancies, and HIV among adolescents and young people. According to data from the National Syndemic Diseases Control Council, an estimated 52% of all new HIV infections occurred among young adults aged between 15 to 29 years. Timothy Kipnusu with this story and others making news in the counties.
The war against HIV among young people has gained momentum, but the country is not out of the woods yet. Some young girls living with HIV in Kazandani Ward, Nyali constituency, have turned to prostitution due to poverty and poor parenting. Leah, not her real name, found herself in the world of prostitution at the age of 15 years. With the death of her grandmother, she had to discontinue school, and that is how she found herself in the streets. Her story paints a picture of many others like her in this area.
Hivyo nikasema siwezi. Sasa kulikuwa na hapo alikuwa mkienda wananipa ushauri, lakini mimi sitaki kabisa, sitaki. Lakini nilipoenda zaa wakanipata hali yangu pia hiyo. Wakaniita, wakanishauri.
Kwa sababu lifestyle yenye niko nao sitaki. Sioni kama ni poa kwangu. Nafanya tu kwa vile sijui nifanye nini.
They are urging young girls to be more vigilant and protect themselves so as not to contract HIV.
Maisha ni magumu. Wasichana wengi utasikia akikwambia sisi kwetu tunakula mara mbili, tukikunywa chai usubuhi mpaka usiku saa moja ndo tunakula kabisa.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19, that is the age that ambao wako wengi. Especially hapa Bombolulu, the age iko mpaka na 14. Na saizi tuko na a lot of girls around here who are pregnant. And then to them it's like a fashion.
Elsewhere, the prison's Department of Education is working in collaboration with other stakeholders to boost formal education among inmates. Correctional Services Principal Secretary Salome Biako say that many inmates have requested to be provided with a formal education so that by the time they complete their sentence terms, they will have valid academic certificates.
We are very happy to see that the inmates are actually happy with the treatment. There is a lot of humane treatment, which is in line with our policy of correction, which involves rehabilitation and reformation rather than punishment. And we are hoping that moving forward, we will see less of recidivism because of the skills we are equipping them.
Finally, the National Transport and Safety Authority (NTSA) has embarked on a countrywide campaign to enhance road safety among border riders and their passengers. NTSA stressed on the use of safety equipment, especially helmets and reflectors, in their line of duty.
Wewe ukipanda bodaboda, ensure uko na helmet yako, na pia mtu wa bodaboda anazingatia sheria ya barabara.
Unapata kwamba hata wale wenye magari wanadhulumu wale watu wa pikipiki. Kwa hivyo nilikuwa nasema wote waheshimiane, wajue hata kuna watu wa pikipiki wako serious na watu wale wa pikipiki waheshimu magari za watu.
Timothy Kipnusu for Legends Edition.
The National Construction Authority, NCA, is the legal body mandated to regulate the construction industry and coordinate its development. The authority, in partnership with KBC Channel 1, invites you for an accreditation drive and safety sensitization exercise under the theme Usalama kwa Ujenzi on Tuesday, 3rd October, 10th Street, Eastleigh. There will be entertainment and free education on matters of construction in Kenya. Come meet your favorite presenters and artists including Jua Kali, Mgenge, Dufla and Diligon. The exercise shall kick off from 9 a.m. from 10th Street, Eastleigh, next to Huduma Center, where we shall offer accreditation for construction workers and site supervisors. To be accredited, please carry a copy of your national ID, passport size photos, copies of academic certificates or recommendation letter from an NCA registered contractor. This exercise shall then be followed by a roadshow flagged off by the Kamukunji Constituency Member of Parliament, Honorable Abdi Yusuf Hassan. The roadshow will proceed to Shauri Moyo, Majengo, Bahati, Kariobangi, Fedha, Pipeline, Kayole, Dandora, Kangundo Road, Mwiki, Kasarani, and end at Roysambu. Jenga Haki, Jenga Smart. The National Construction Authority, promoting excellence in the construction industry.
Tuache kudanganyana. Hapa mali safi, mali mbichi, kijani kibichi. Tuko Lucky Game, tunashibishana. Dial *570#. Chagua sanduku ya Lucky Game. Utapata sanduku 7 zinakungoja mahali pale. Chagua yako. Mali kibao, tuko na viti, tuko na vifriji hapa, tuko na TV, tuko na microwave, na pia tuko na chapa. All happening for *570#. Jishibishe.
So I want to invite the ambassadors of various countries across the world, ambassadors from various countries to Kenya. I want to extend the same even to our own president, who will become the guest of honor of this event, and the deputy president who will close the event. There are many other leadership who will speak in between the time when the president will be coming and also when the deputy president will be closing. I want to ask the people of Turkana County to turn up in very large numbers, because the president of the Republic of Kenya will be coming and paying a visit to the headquarters and also trying to open a few projects from across Turkana County. The people of Turkana are very friendly, and it is peaceful all across our border. So we do not really want anybody to fail to come, because this is the cradle of mankind. Turkana County, according to proven history, it has been found that all human beings who even live in the United States of America or elsewhere. All of them originated or came out from Turkana County.
Kuna biashara nataka kuanza.
Vile mimi naonaga wewe una bidii.
Ukipata mtu yote vile nataka kuinvest uniletee.
Budget hiyo biashara ni pesa ngapi?
Biashara yangu hainidi hiyo kizungu nyingi.
Tuna deal na boss na deal na kila kitu. Ukitaka ndege, ukitaka train, wewe niambie. Ile kitu ulikuwa unaangalia kwa title deed. Uliona? Mambo ya shamba ni complicated father.
Shindwa kabisa, shindwe.
Amekuja kutusalimia.
Wewe na nani?
Kama hutaki kusalimika usisalimike.
I'm giving you 2 minutes. Then you leave. Sawa mheshimiwa.
Welcome back, and we're glad you're still with us for the sports news segment. Sitting in, or is it standing in, for legend Topi Liambila, who's gone to Ingo. World record holder Faith Kipyegon will lead the Kenyan team that is set to participate in tomorrow's inaugural World Athletics Road Running Championships, set to be held in Riga, Latvia. Kipyegon, who won 2 gold medals at this year's World Athletics Championships in Budapest, Hungary, is among the 18 athletes who will be wearing the Kenyan colors at the global event.
After impressive outings at the Budapest World Athletics Championship, where she claimed 2 gold medals in the 1500 meters and 5000 meters, 2-time Olympic champion will be making her debut in the road race, accompanied by Nelly Chepchirchir. However, the two will face stiff competition from Ethiopians Diribe Walteji, Ferewi Hailu and Hirut Meshesha. The men's race will feature Reynold Cheruyot and Chumbe Munguti, while Nicholas Kimeli and Cornelius Kemboi will take part in the 5-kilometer race. Olympic champion Paris Jepchirchir will lead the half-marathon squad alongside Irene Kamais, Catherine Reline, Margaret Chelimo and Janet Chemngetij. For Legends Edition Sports, I'm Daniel Mwendwa.
National soccer team Harambee Stars will play the 2018 World Cup host Russia in a friendly match set to be played on the 16th of next month in Turkey. The team, coached by Engin Firat, seeks to step up their preparations for the 2026 World Cup qualifiers that begin in November.
Harambee Stars has landed yet another high-profile friendly match as they prepare for the 2026 World Cup qualifier matches, which starts in November. It will be the third time in a year that the team is facing a nation ranked way above them following friendly games against Iran and Qatar. They fell to Iran 2-1 in March before beating the 22 World Cup host Qatar this month by a similar scoreline in Wakra. However, the win in Wakra was watered down after they lost to South Sudan days later in Nairobi. In the World Cup qualifiers, the Engin Firat Chargers will face Ivory Coast, Gabon, Gambia, Seychelles and Burundi, only one team gaining automatic qualification for the 2026 World Cup. The 2026 World Cup finals will be hosted by United States, Mexico and Canada. 48 teams from 6 confederations will take part in the global event. Daniel Mwendwa, Legends Edition.
Still matters football. Defending champions Ulinzi Starlets retained their FKF Women's Super Cup trophy for 3 consecutive times after beating FKF Kenya Premier League champions Vihiga Queens 2-0 in a match played at Kenya Utalii College Sports Club in Nairobi. The clash was a curtain raiser for the 2023-2024 FKF Women's Premier League season that begins next week. FKF Premier League champions Vihiga Queens will play FKF Women's Cup holders Starlets in the opener next week.
Joy King Lady scored the first goal in the 40th minute, giving Ulinzi 1-0 lead in the first half. In the second half, Ulinzi extended their lead after Mercy Airu found the net in the 58th minute to ensure them the 2-0 victory over Vihiga Queens.
Sisi kama Ulinzi tunafeel poa kwa
defend cup juu last season tulibeba na tumeidefend poa. Kama team tuliprepare sana na tulijua tuna face team hard. So kila mtu amejitolea vizuri na tumepush hard kama team na tumewin.
So mechi imekuwa poa. At least tumejua penye mistake iko. Tunaenda kurectify. Kama next weekend tutakutana nao bado Ulinzi Starlets. Tukifungua nao ligi tuko sure tutashinda. Ndio.
Ulinzi Starlets head coach Joseph Wambua expressed confidence in the team's preparations ahead of new season.
It is not an easy team. Pia ukikumbuka bado wao ndio wametuwakilisha kwa Sekava. It is a good team. Na winning against Vihiga ni morali kubwa, na nafikiria wachezaji wangu pia itawapea morali kubwa sana tukielekea kuanza ligi next week.
Za tu game yetu vizuri kulingana na venye tulikuwa tumepanga, but lucky imekuwasaidia Ulinzi. Na ni poa sababu ndio ligi nataka ianze. Ni changamoto kwetu. Lazima tuwako kwa timu yetu vizuri. Tuende turekebishe mahali tumekosea. Bado weekend tunapatana nao na sisi lengo letu ni tukishinda ligi ndio itakuwa sawa kwetu.
Both teams now shift focus in the 2023-24 season of FKF Women's Premier League, which begins on Saturday next week. Ulinzi Starlets will play Vihiga Queens on opener, while Nakuru Queens will face Wadadia. Trans Nzoia Falcon will lock horns with Zitex Sparks at Dura Sports Complex. King Urimwangi, 4 Legends Edition.
NBK Phoenix basketball team registered a big win today in the Kenya Basketball Federation League after beating Coastal Kings 53-36 at the Nyayo Indoor Gymnasium. In another match of the day, Z-Tech Titans beat Shoot for Life 68-62.
NBK Phoenix has today produced a masterclass performance, thrashing Coastal Kings 53-36 in a Kenya Basketball Federation League match played at the Nyayo Indoor Gymnasium. Phoenix started the game strongly, winning the first quarter 10-4. In the second quarter, Phoenix increased the tempo of the game, recording a 17-5 win to lead 27-9 at the break. Coastal Kings, however, redeemed themselves in the second half, winning the third quarter 11-14. In the fourth quarter, Phoenix proved too strong for the Kings, recording a narrow 15-13 score to win the game 53-36. In another match, Z-Tech Titans beat Shoot for Life 68-62, while Strathmore overcame Safe Spaces 49-43 in the women's category. For Legends Edition, I'm Fred Njogu.
Haley Canoe, London Omondi and Ethan Madiba were among the top performers in the Peak Sports Swimming Championship held today at the Bellevue School, Nairobi. The one-day championship attracted over 100 swimmers from different parts of Nairobi.
Hairu Kaniu emerged victorious in the girls 7 to 6 years in the 25 kickboard race after clocking 28.84 seconds ahead of Akira Wainaina and Jewel Serra, who settled for second and third position respectively. London Amonte clocked 45.16 seconds to win the boys 8 to 9 years 25-meter nod back race ahead of Karim Mutai, who finished second, while Sorinet Sorani settled for third place.
I did IM and I did 2 relays and backstroke and breast. So now I have butterfly and freestyle. I improved on 17 seconds for my breast, and I improved 10 seconds for my backstroke and my 10 seconds for my 100.
It was good taking part in this swimming pool. It was a nice experience. I'm expecting just Samera in the pool swimming.
In the girls 12 to 13 years 100 meters race, Amani Wanjao finished first in a time of 1 minute 27.40 seconds ahead of Zawandi Njao and Kareche Chasinde, who finished second and third respectively. In the girls 10 to 11 years 100 meters freestyle relay, Abigail Freysen emerged victorious, clocking a time of 2 minutes 15.55 seconds ahead of Masi Casio and Kaishe Mutai, who finished second and third respectively.
You know, we are at the developmental stage whereby developmental swimming, and this is where now we raise swimmers, so that now we can put them from enjoying the sport and raising now advanced swimmers. So it is a very good thing that they've come up, to promote the swimming right from the grassroots.
In such initiatives for the development galas and bring upon the grassroots children to be identified their talents. I urge the parents to bring on their children to know the children having talents in sports. They explore more, not even in swimming alone. We have soccer, we have cycling. They can bring the more parents on board, the children to come and identify their talents.
The one-day championship attracted over 100 swimmers from different parts of Nairobi.
Liverpool football legend Luis Garcia today conducted football clinics at the Diamond Football Club and Akakoro Football Academy in partnership with Standard Chartered Bank. The football clinic is to encourage and boost youth involvement in sports in the country.
You cannot change if you don't do.
Former Liverpool and Spain player Luis Garcia conducted football clinics at the Diamond Football Club and Akakoro Football Academy in partnership with Standard Chartered Bank. The 45-year-old was part of the Reds team that came 3 goals down to beat Italian giants AC Milan in the 2005 UEFA Champions League final in Istanbul, Turkey. Also mentored the teens and advised them on what it takes to world beaters.
There's a lot of kids. I've seen that they are like 4 or 5 years old until 17, and yeah, totally true. I kind of go back to when I was a little kid, dreaming of becoming a football player. All those ups and downs that you have, because at the end it's not all beautiful, and it's not the road is not as pleasant as it looks sometimes on TV.
He said that nurturing raw talent at an early age is the reason nations such as Spain are dominating sports.
But definitely amazing memories. I kind of envy them to be at that age, enjoying these kind of moments of playing around and enjoying really what it is, the sport, or what it is, football.
In attendance was Peter Gitao, the local organizing committee chairman of Standard Chartered Nairobi Marathon, who said the bank is keen on developing football talent within the country and beyond.
We're very happy not only to have a legend, but also to do it in a time when we can do something for the environment. We've planted quite a number of trees, and something for the youth, which goes to the reason why we do the Standard Chartered Nairobi Marathon, which is to support our Future Makers initiatives.
Garcia is in tour of the country as he promotes 20th edition of Standard Chartered Nairobi Marathon. Standard Chartered Bank has been key contributor for sporting fraternity and has been organizing Standard Chartered Nairobi Marathon for the past 20 years.
Jen Denga won the women's overall title at the Nairobi Open 11 Inoklo Wheelchair Tennis Tour after amassing 3 points at the Nairobi Club. Rehema Seleman took the second spot with 2 points, while Phoebe Masika finished third with 1 point.
Jen Denga emerged victorious in the Nairobi Open 2 Uniqlo Wheelchair Tennis Tour, which ended today at the Nairobi Club. Denga won all her 3 matches in the event, played in round-robin formats. She beat Kenya's Phoebe Masika, Pendo Zengo, and Rehema Selmini, both from Tanzania, by 6-3, 6-3, and 6-4 respectively. Tanzania's Rehema Selmani took the second position after winning 2 matches, while Masika, Phoebe, and Pendo Zengo took the third and fourth positions with 1 and 0 points respectively. In the men's singles category, Lagat William beat Lahaj Burkata by 6-3, 6-2 to emerge victorious, while Lahaj took the second position ahead of third-placed Abu Konate. Faith Akinyi for Legends Edition.
Estonia's Ott Tänak won Saturday's morning's loop at the WRC Rally Chile Bio to lead by a whopping 47.8 seconds. With 9 stages of the Rally Chile complete, the M Sport Ford World Rally Team driver holds a comfortable margin following another inspired run choice.
Tänak claimed 2 of the 3 morning stages, but it was the decision to run hard tires for the final stage that helped the Estonian to open up a commanding 47.5 seconds lead over Hyundai driver Suninen. Tänak had started the day with only a 4.2 seconds overnight margin. Tortoise Elfin Evans briefly jumped to second, but a call to run soft tyres resulted in the Welshman dropping to 4th overall. Suninen's teammate Terry Neville climbed to 3rd ahead of Evans, with championship leader Kelrovan Pera 5th. Saturday's stages were equally as demanding as Friday's, but the roads were much more abrasive and technical, leading drivers to describe the condition as like tackling a different rally. Tanak is 7th place on the leaderboard after the shakedown at Rally Chile and is the only driver to have a previous win at Rally Chile to his name after recording victory the last time it was held in 2019.
Nairobi County Football League side Rapid Deployment Unit Football Club, popularly known as RDUFC, was formed in 2020, and they have set their sights on earning a promotion to the FKF Premier League in the future. The club, which consists of soldiers from the RDU, became competitive last year when they participated in the Sub-County Football League.
Rapid Deployment Unit is a branch of administration police units that was created to deal with complex security issues in the country. This is the story of Rapid Deployment Unit, a group of soldiers who not only defend the country but also pursue their passion in sports.
The government thought it wise to have a unit which is well equipped, well trained, which can respond to emergency cases as fast as possible. And that is how the Rapid Deployment Unit came into existence.
RDO consists of young, well-trained and aggressive officers who are flexible in balancing between work and extracurricular activities.
We are organized. We have organized ourselves in such a way that whenever there is this county competitions, most of the football games normally happens in the evening, and at their level, it does not interfere with our job.
RDUFC was formed in 2020 and became competitive last year when they participated in the Sub-County Football League before earning a promotion to the County League.
As we speak now, we are promoted to the county level. So that is a great achievement, because it is not easy to start a football club and then you manage to go to another level. You can remain in a certain level for so long, but with us it was only one attempt and we have moved to the second level.
Team manager Peter Kaula says they have devised ways of juggling between work duties and sports. Kaula handles administrative duties, ensuring the team is registered for matches, coordinating with the league officials, and managing the team's finances.
The coach has a program on how we train, and then from the training part of the coach now comes not my part to make sure all the logisticals, what is required in that match is in place. And I always try as much as possible to make the players as comfortable as possible.
The team has to adapt to their training sessions to fit around their military schedules.
For you to be in my team, lazima perform. So performance ndio kila kitu kwangu. Na sina time ya kufrustrate mchezaji.
They focus on building their skills and tactics, and most importantly, instilling discipline and teamwork. The team captain says the team's unity and determination is what drives them forward.
The objective yetu ni kufika Premier League, which we are really fighting to fika soon. Yeah, that was our main objective side.
The team has a readily available means of transport that allows them to navigate from the headquarters to the scheduled match location.
Kazi yote ikitokea, hiyo ndio kazi ya gari. Especially watu wa sports, kuna gari yao tumewatengea.
Every day, these soldiers push their limits both on the field and in service. They embody the values of discipline, perseverance, and togetherness. RDUFC serves as an embodiment to discipline, sacrifice, and success. This team aims to participate in the FKF season. Faith Akinyi.
Some EPL results where some will be happy, others sad, others clueless. Man City's perfect start of the season came to an end at Molineux as Wang Hee-chan scored a second-half winner to give Wolves a 2-1 victory against the champions. In another match, Man U suffered a second successive defeat at home in the Premier League as Joachim Andersen's goal gave Crystal Palace an impressive 1-0 victory at Old Trafford.
Took the lead through Ruben Diaz's own goal in the 13th minute. Julian Alvarez called home a brilliant free kick to level Ruben Diaz's own goal before Nelson Semedo forward side inspired a second goal for Wolves, who ended a run of 6 straight defeats against City.
And a chance for the strike, brilliantly denied, and he's there! Wang has scored!
In other matches, Manchester United suffered a second successive defeat at home in the Premier League as Joachim Andersen's superb strike gave Crystal Palace an impressive victory at Old Trafford.
It's come right the way through and it's been hammered on magnificently.
Here, Odegaard helped on and in. There it is from Ben White.
Give Mikel Arteta's side a comfortable lead at the break. Kai Havertz then converted the
Legends edition, check. Sports news, check. I hope I did justice to Topi's sports segment. Iningo, he must bring gizzards next weekend. Well, it's time for me to say goodbye as we usher in very shortly Bridge over Congo. But to the great team that made this possible, and especially our sign language interpreter, Byron Abuli, it's time for me to say bye.
Government of Turkana welcomes you to the Ehale Center in Lodwar Town for the 7th edition of the Turkana Cultural and Tourism Festival.